we've seen a lot of vole activity already this year, and it's probably just going to get worse. And so that's something we've got to do to try and protect our yard from vole damage through the wintertime, because not only will they attack lawns, but they'll eat the bark off of trees, they'll do damage to shrubs, they'll do all kinds of damage through the yard. So this is something we need to be aware of and be a little bit more proactive in trying to control and stop them before they do damage. Now, our lawn's looking really good right now, but if we were to not do anything to stop the voles this winter, we could have little trails all over our yard this winter, and definitely next spring when the snow starts to melt off. Right now our cat is catching almost 2 or 3 voles a day, so we know the population's really high. We've got a lot of vacant fields nearby, so the vole population is high right now. If you've got holes out there right now and you know the voles are coming up and they're really active, I've got some baits that work really well. Make sure you use gloves when you're using baits, and there's a couple different ways we can do it. So what you want to do is you want to find the holes where the voles are coming out. We're going to take the bait and we're going to put a scoop of bait down in each hole. Now the top just comes off. There's a little scoop. There's a little scoop inside. We can take a scoop of the bait and put that down in each hole. So just one scoop. This is a grain bait, so it's very attractive to the voles and also gophers and moles as well too. But the material that actually kills them is zinc phosphide, and the zinc phosphide, as it biodegrades and as it breaks down, it actually turns into nutrient back into the soil. So as it breaks down, you don't have to worry about it killing other animals or being a problem, because it's going to biodegrade into naturally occurring substances, which is zinc and phosphorus. So you take a scoop, put it down in each hole. Instead of covering the hole up with dirt, take a brick or a rock or something and put it over the top of the hole. So as the vole decides it wants to come out, it can't get out, finds the food there, says, might as well eat the food since I can't get out of the hole, eats the food, takes care of the vole. So that's the best way to do it if you're trying to treat the holes. We recommend, if you haven't had problems but you want to prevent, we want to put that bait in a bait station. So you'd basically do the same thing, and we just take 2-inch PVC pipe, so it's just 2-inch round PVC pipe, and we'll cut it into about 12 to 14-inch lengths. I'll take a scoop of my bait, I'll put it about halfway in the tube, try and get it equally, from each end, try and get it right there in the middle, and then we can take those bait stations and we can put them in strategic locations around the yard. Maybe back along the rock wall, maybe one along the shed, one underneath the deck. Try and put them in strategic locations around the yard. What it does is it localizes the bait in one location, keeps it protected from weather, but also keeps it from dogs and birds and other animals getting in there and getting into the bait. And then the voles feel real comfortable. They like to go in one side. They can see there's an exit on the other side. They feel very comfortable inside there. They'll eat the bait, and hopefully it'll take care of your vole problem as well too. So try and replace your bait every couple of months. Once a month is best, but through the winter time it's kind of hard to do. But if you put those out in strategic locations around your yard, you can really get most of the vole population under control by giving them that bait as well too. There's some very good repellents you can use as well. The Mulgo is one of our favorites from Fertilome. It comes in a liquid as well as in a granule. Of course, the granule we distribute with a broadcast spreader. You'd apply it just like a fertilizer. It's made from castor oil, and the castor oil is totally non-toxic for people and for pets, but the voles and the moles and the gophers can't stand the smell of it, so they just leave and go somewhere else. So it works great as a perimeter treatment around your yard. Do it along your property line, maybe 15-20 foot wide strips around your property line to keep the voles from coming into your property in the first place. So the granule bag this size will cover about 5,000 square feet. It lasts about a month. Spray like this, you just hook on the end of your hose, so we can just do it as a hose end attachment. You attach it to your hose just like that. You've got an on-off switch right here. You can spray it on just like you would a liquid weed killer, and do the same thing that you would with the granules. Try and do a treatment around the perimeter. Do it in the strategic locations where you think the voles might be coming from. Do a little bit heavier in those areas, and it lasts also about a month or so. You'll get at least 3 to 4 weeks out of it. But if you do an early application, September, early October, then we'd recommend that as soon as you get your lawn mowed down really close for the winter time, usually towards the middle part of November, depending on what the weather does, then you would use the Mulgo again right after you've done that last mowing for the year. Put that repellent out there to keep the voles from coming in, and you really should get good control through the winter time and not see the vole damage in the spring. So this is going to be a problem that we're going to address probably for the next couple of years, because the vole population has been so high the last couple of years. Something to be aware of and try and prevent instead of wait for the damage to happen and have to fix it later. And the Mulgo and some of our baits will do a great job at stopping those voles before they do damage in your yard.